You know, it's always a good day when the media goes into freakout mode, and lately they've been in freakout mode a lot. The gift of Donald Trump that just keeps giving.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. This is the Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Hey, please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're there. And let me give you this warning, especially if you're new to this channel. What I say could make you mad, and I don't care, as long as I make you think. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive, the podcast for thinking people. I know that's gross, but I had to do it. I don't know why, because sometimes I'm in the mood of a 14-year-old kid. That all said, I get the biggest kick out of watching the media for the past year do everything they can to cover for lying Joe Biden, doing everything they can to try to make that mental defective look like he's sharp, alert, he's on top of it. And according to Jen Psaki, also known as Peppermint Patty, okay, he's an older man and he trips over stuff. That doesn't make him incompetent. The fact that he can't put two coherent sentences together and that his speeches can only go about 15 minutes because then whatever Prevagen and other narcotics that they've got him on to kind of make him sound alert wear off, it is a scream to watch him try to exit a stage because apparently he can't. He has no idea, and half the time he doesn't know where he is, who he's talking to, and he's constantly referring to Camilla thinks she's a hottie Harris as the president. That all said, we know that he is nothing more than the puppet and the mouthpiece for one Barackmas Obamamus. And for those of you that think that at some point Michelle Obama is going to swoop in and save the day, not going to happen, and I'll tell you why. She will not be subservient. She will not bow down and do the bidding and the will of Barack. So let's put the Michelle narrative to the side, because the media, after years of Russian collusion, and that blew up in their face, and then the impeachment over Ukraine, and that blew up in their face. And of course, they've been having these never-ending fantasies of Donald Trump in an orange jumpsuit, and as all of these indictments against him not only begin to just unravel and implode, and other courts are stepping in and overruling what some of these lunatic judges are up to, as we watch all of this begin to disintegrate, the media is having to wrap its mind around the fact that Donald Trump is actually in the lead, that Donald Trump actually is the people's choice, that Donald Trump could actually win this, and that he's actually polling better than Joe Biden, the guy that they have been carrying water and lying to you and telling you how great everything is, how grateful you should be. He cured cancer. He cured COVID. The economy has never done better. You should be grateful. But apparently, you're a little tweaked out about what's happening at the border. You're a little upset at what you're paying at the grocery store, the interest rates that you're paying, and the fact that your money is going shorter and shorter distances, and that there's now ending up being more month than money. And they don't understand why you're upset about that. And they can't wrap their head around how is Donald Trump beating Joe Biden.
Donald Trump, we have at 46%, Biden, 44.
And this is significant because this is the first time in the history of our poll that former President Trump beats President Biden, still within the margin of error, but still significant.
Yeah, talked about younger voters on foreign policy, and it's true on a host of other topics. Disaffected with Joe Biden. We have 46% for Trump, 42% for Biden among the youngest voters. The youngest voters in the 2020 election were Biden plus 26. This could be a massive sea change. And if you take a look here, too, everybody sort of says, hey, I'm not too nuts about the possibility of this matchup, so we said, let's measure this one way, and here's how we did it. Biden against an unnamed Republican. This is just a referendum on Biden, basically. And look at this. He goes from being in a dogfight with Trump to being double digits behind, but then flip it around. Trump against an unnamed Democrat. Trump goes from leading against Biden to being down by 6 points against the Democrat.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Let me rewind that. You need to see and hear that one again.
Biden against an unnamed Republican. This is just a referendum on Biden, basically. And look at this. He goes from being in a dogfight with Trump to being double digits behind, but then flip it around. Trump against an unnamed Democrat. Trump goes from leading against Biden to being down by 6 points against the Democrat.
Now, did you catch what they did there? They have had to acknowledge the fact that Donald Trump is, quote unquote, finally beating Joe Biden. This has never happened before. But notice the flip that they did. They're trying to convince the rhinos, the establishment within the Republican Party, make sure you do whatever you have to do to take Trump out because, hey, anybody but Trump absolutely creams Joe Biden. Joe Biden versus Trump is a dogfight. But any other Republican, we'll take another warmonger like Nikki Haley, a neocon, or, deep state DeSantis. That's fine with us. Keep that Vivek away. Vivek. Keep him away. But any other Republican will be just fine. And then notice how they want to also show you that any Democrat, i.e. Gavin Newsom, could easily beat Donald Trump. Do you see what they're doing? What they're doing there is they're quietly sending signals to the RNC establishment. You got to do whatever you got to do to nuke and take out Trump, your front runner. And they're also telling the DNC, hey, Trump is now actually beating Joe. But the other Republicans, they would absolutely slaughter Joe. So you got to make sure you replace Joe. Because apparently nobody can beat Joe.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so.
But it is so. But here we see the lying legacy, corporate, corrupt mainstream media not reporting the news, but trying to set and create the agenda. Do you see the blatant bias here? This is not news reporting. This is them trying to use their bully pulpit and their influence to tell the RNC, hey, they're giving them all kinds of warnings and you're in big trouble, you're in big trouble, you're in big trouble. This is like when Chris Cuomo was helping his brother, the governor Andrew Cuomo, navigate the COVID PR waters as well as the, Groper Gate that he was going through at the time. This once again is just more proof positive where the lying legacy, corporate, corrupt mainstream media lies. And how they also lie in the fact that these numbers against Biden, if this is what they're showing us, I promise you they're 100 times worse. Newsmax has Donald Trump up by 10 points on Joe Biden. So if they're acknowledging that he's ahead by 2 overall, that he's ahead by 6 with the younger demographic. Notice they didn't talk about how he's trouncing Biden among Latinos and now African Americans. Bum, ba-dum, bum. That's game, set, match. And we know what they're up to with Donald Trump, and we know they're going to do everything they can to try to make one of these indictments stick. I would like to have faith that somehow the real justice system steps in here and that somewhere there is a sane judge higher up the food chain that can step in and stop some of this, and eventually that the Supreme Court would actually get off its collective arses and do the right thing here. Now, that's my wishful, hopeful thinking. I am pragmatic enough to understand that may not happen. But what is definitively clear, Donald Trump is clearly the people's choice. He only gets stronger. You got Ron DeSantis out there challenging Donald Trump to a debate on Newsmax with him. Why should he, Ron? He's beating you by 40 points in your home state, the state that you're the governor of. You're the governor of the state. It's your state. And Donald Trump is beating you in your state by 40. 4-0. 40. You know, when you don't win your own state, that's like your mom not giving you a job recommendation when you were a teenager to work at McDonald's. I mean, this is just ludicrous that you would think that you have any shot at somehow unseating Donald Trump, but you are deep state. So, you know, you are part of the muck that is behind the scenes trying to pull off yet another coup over Donald Trump. And now, again, you've got the left-wing media. They are beside themselves that all these videos that are being released upon January 6th are just showing a bunch of people walking through the Capitol, waving at the police waving back, and that some of the protesters, the ones that were outside doing the damage, smashing the windows and acting violent once they got inside so that they didn't get arrested, flashing their badges to the security inside. We're all on the same team here, guys. I'm just doing this, mucking this for the TV cameras. Maybe it's time to put Liz Cheney and the rest of that J6 committee on trial. What do you say? Nancy Botox Pelosi, her daughter, now admitting on hidden camera there was no insurrection because there was no plan. All of these protesters, all these gun nuts showed up unarmed. This was all created by the government, i.e. the FBI, and other shadowy governmental agencies dressed up as Proud Boys, dressed up as MAGA. They were there to discredit MAGA, to take down MAGA, and to ensure that Donald Trump could not return to the Oval Office. The difference is, though, that enough time has gone by, the evidence is coming out, the people are now onto this. You have Democrats and liberals openly talking about now J6. What is that up? I have to be careful how I say that here, you know that. Donald Trump isn't beating Joe Biden by 4 points. He's beating him by 40 points.